bystanders at newsstands on Flip TV. Michael Adekunle dishing it out to you today exclusively with the Vanguard newspaper and the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. What are they dishing out this morning? It is no longer news that the pioneer of Sahara Reporters, Omolaye Shure. Okay, today's edition of Bystanders at Newsstands, we have the Nigerian Tribune here. What is it dishing out on the front page? Army, please overwhelm. Revolution now. Protesters. Army, please overwhelm. Revolution now. Protesters. Tear gas as they swoop on protesters. Protest has failed, says our presidency. Protest has failed, says presidency. Court frees Oyo Chief of Staff. Ilaka of murder charge. EFCC raids ex-governor Yari's residence in Zamfara. It's shameful. Nigeria is net importer of petroleum products. That's what Kiari is saying. Okay, let's move to the picture we have here on the protests that took place in Lagos and is still expected to go on today. Okay, you can see the protesters, talking to the police squarely here. A leader of Revolution Now confronting a policewoman in Lagos State on Monday. Photo by News Agency of Nigeria. And we still have another picture here. Was this picture illustrating policemen dispersing the protesters with tear gas in Lagos State yesterday? Of course, the protest didn't take place only in Lagos. It took place in Osun State, Ondo State, and also Cross River State. Okay, one of the protesters being taken to the Black Maria by the police on Monday. You can see soldiers here and Lagos State police men here making sure everything went well yesterday. Okay, let's move on to the Vanguard newspaper and see what is there. Okay, still on the Revolution Now. Angry youths confront security men. Protest in 4 states. FCT. Angry youths confront security men, protest in 4 states, and FCT. Police brutalize 70-year-old woman as exercise turns violent in Osun State. Of course, I told you earlier on that the protest also went on in Osun State. Police brutalize 70-year-old woman as exercise turns violent in Osun State. 1 shot. Police arrest 12, including journalists yesterday. Some numbers of journalists were arrested in Lagos State yesterday. Okay, pro-government protesters mobilized to disrupt protests. Pro-government protesters mobilized to disrupt protests. And let's move down to another story here. Malifia, 7 presidential candidates. Others call for Showere's release. 7 presidential candidates. Others call for Showere's release. Revolution has failed. That's what presidency is saying. Okay, you can still see the pictures of the Revolution Now protest on the front page of Vanguard newspaper. What are they illustrating here? Protests. The Revolution Now protest as captured by Vanguard yesterday. Osun, top left, and Lagos photos. Ola Akoni, Kende, Sholola. See more photos on page 11 of the Vanguard newspaper. These are the stories we have on the front pages of Vanguard and Nigerian Tribune newspaper. We have our reviewers set to speak. Let's join them. Bystanders at newsstands. I'll be right back. Revolution now in Osun State. Revolution now in Ondo State. Revolution now in Cross River State. What is your take on this? Showore arrested but later released on the issue of Revolution Now.
Well, I think the issue of revolution or no revolution issue, I don't think it should have come up now if the government have been they have done the right thing at the right time. Because a lot of crises, a lot of insecurity has been coming up. Now their agenda, their manifesto that they have to do for the country is been going down and going down and going down. So before we know it now, the year will run to an end. So their budget for the year that they want to do this, they want to do a lot of projects that they have in hand. It has been suspended based on the issue of insecurity that spring up the revolution crisis. So I think the reason why they bring the initiative of revolution is because of insecurity. The likes of the X-Men, banditry, Boko Haram, kidnapping, Fulanis. So the Nigerians now are insecure. Everybody's panicking. Everybody's panicking. I think government they need a lot of meetings ahead of them for them to secure the life of Nigerian, the life of people that they are governed onto. So I think they need to reconcile with people at the top and the people that they are bringing the idea of revolution issue. So the only God, I can only say only God can intervene. So that's all I can take.
Now, we have some states in Nigeria that participated. We have the likes of Ondo State, Osun State, Lagos State, Cross River. But the reverse is the case when it got to River State. River State refused to join hands. Even Oyo State and some part of the country. The northern states withdrew from the race. Don't you think Nigerians should join hands to make sure things go well?
That is why I will always say Nigeria now we have expand. So for us to have a unity word, a one word. So if I own an organization and we hold a meeting, we will still see some group from the group also that will be doing their own meeting that will pull down the company, the project down. So the issue of revolution, it will take a long way for us to be in one accord, for us to have the drive, the goal. Now people that they say that they are bringing the idea of revolution. If they go deep, some will still go back. So the issue of revolution, I think, for me, is not a good idea. But I think if it will work, it will eventually work out. And if everybody can be unite, I think we should go ahead. But I think it won't work out because now, for example, I won't mention it. In my school days, I remember the teachers, their NUT labor union that time that is clamoring for well pay for teachers. They are going to state house for settlement for increasement of payment. At the end of the day, what happened? The leaders went on for his own appointment or for his own say. So he left behind the people that are in support of him. So I think only God can intervene in this situation of this Nigeria we find ourselves into now.
This revolution we are talking about, it cannot work in Nigeria.
Okay.
Showore cannot host Nigeria to ransom. For what? Showore came out boldly and saying that August 5, they will start protesting revolution. And he want to break this government down and bring another government in. And a government that without voting, they can't bring another government in. For that, what is the meaning of revolution? The meaning of revolution is to take over, overthrow a government. And a small rat cannot be holding Nigeria to ransom for that. Inabekano did it when he was shouting, Biafra, Biafra, Biafra. The federal government deal with him, he ran away.
Ojuku, right?
He ran away. Inabekano,
Okay,
he ran away. So Showore cannot now start his own. So what he's doing is doing rubbish. There are some people that sponsor him. They'll be thinking, go, you are behind you. Go, don't worry. Anything happen to you, you do this. Go, you are behind you.
Now, who do you think are the major sponsors of this?
They let themselves articulate them. They let themselves. Because the next day, when they arrested him on Saturday, Atiku was saying that the arresting is kidnapping. You can imagine that statement. You can imagine that statement. A person that threatened government, that wanted to threaten government, and they arrest him, you are saying that it's kidnapping.
Is he threatening government or is protesting?
He's threatening, he's not protesting. I told you earlier before, some people went to Alausa for this bridge that they are doing. They went to go and protest. The next day they came, they started doing the bridge. And what is going on there now? And federal government say, he said it's not. The federal government doesn't say that they should not protest. They say that you can protest, you have right to protest, but not to protest that will turn to violence. If I allow Showore to be doing such that idiots, it will turn to violence. And country will now turn to another thing. So why revolution cannot solve the problem? They normally interview a guy in AIT this morning in Kakaki about paper review. It's a journalist. The guy was saying that in all over the world, they cannot allow such a thing. What Showore is doing, they can't allow it. They will stop him. But when we take all the country to ransom. So what Showore is doing, for me, he just want to make a name. There are people all over the world knowing that someone in Showore is stopping their government.
Now, may I ask you this question? Why did other states decline? Why did they refuse to participate in the protest?
Because they cannot support him, because they know what he's doing is not right. And do you know what happened now? On Sunday or on Saturday, federal government IG order that they should not do that protest. And he has overruled what IG said. That one now they will use him against him in court. 1963, Awolowo and Akintola, the same thing happened. Awolowo trying to do the same thing. In that 1963, they counter him. They use one adjective to qualify him. Then they jail him. People are forgetting about history in this country. So when I go to school, and it was not about history. All that issue they used to tackle him in the court. And if Showore doesn't take care, they will jail him for it.
Because he was arrested and he has been released.
He was arrested, but they will go to court because I have seen all these useless lawyers, call themselves lawyers, starting up Falana and Co. against it, that what the government is doing is not good, that they are going to try to go and defend him. Fine, they should go. Number one, they don't collect protests from police. A protest that police not there, how they return to violence.
Well, looking at what we have here, you can see the pictures of the protesters here and also the police. Here you can see the way this resulted into violence. And one person also died during this exercise.
It's because all the protesters attacking police. If they did not attack police will not do anything to them. Police is not a mad person. I cannot be police now and they say, okay, they are doing protesting, go there and guide them. If they did not touch me, I cannot touch them. But police cannot open his eyes and some useless person wound him. So he has to react. So me, I don't blame them because they've warned them, they should not do it, and they wait until to go and do it. So anything that their eyes do, that is their own cup of tea. IG warned them, they refuse. They refuse the order. So anything that happens to them, that is their own cup of tea.
I believe one of the strongest terms, one of the strongest means of getting attention is public protest. Because as far as Nigeria is concerned, without you registering your anger, you find it hard to get anybody's attention. I refer you to the case of El Zazaki. His supporters went on the streets, main street of the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, and within 24 hours, he secured a leave.
For medical treatment in India.
For medical treatment in India. So, should there be anything reasonable for somebody to, try to bring Nigerians together to voice out? I don't see anything wrong with that. But that shouldn't be done outside the context of the law.
Of the law.
So that they don't take laws into their hands.
Now, would you tell me that Showore went against the law?
I can't say that because I didn't see him with arms. I didn't see them with arms. So I can say he went against the law. But it's a state whereby a state whereby the leaders are governed by, by their own rules, by their own laws. They are the ones to interpret to you what is wrong or right, not necessarily what is constitutional. Because the Constitution, I think, does not stop anybody from, organizing or mobilizing people to come together to press for what they feel is right or wrong, to press for what is right and against what is wrong. Yeah. So I didn't monitor what happens everywhere. So I can't really tell if maybe he went outside the law, the confines of the law.
Now, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Does the police, or let me say the security agents,
Yeah.
have that right to stop protesters from protesting?
The Nigerian Security Agency is such that you can't you can't predict, or you can't even say what is wrong or right, because as far as whatever you want to do is against somebody else's interest, you are wrong.
Whose person's interest? Is it the president's interest?
Not the president, as they say, the government.
The government.
President is just an individual. It's the government, because all the security agencies are agents of government. They are not agents of the president. You know that. So when I say government, I mean Nigerian government. And that is all. Because the president is just a single person, and there are people, they are head of securities and organizations. So I can't, pin what happened against the president. But all I know is that they are government agencies.
Now, do you want this protest to continue?
No, I don't even know about the protest. In fact, I only saw it going, so I don't really know what they're asking for. I don't know what they want. So I'm not in a position to, authorize that it should go on. I'm not in a position.
They have already been regulated. In the eastern part of Nigeria, it's not about to start the revolution. They are not even to say that they just it come to their suddenly. They have already started the revolution. Gradually, you can see the issue of IPOP issue. And it makes the leaders, the honest leaders, to sit up. It's what they call revolution. Revolution does not mean that we start violent or this thing. Revolution is just like restructuring Nigeria. That is revolution. So I don't see it as something that is easy to not say no. You see that because if you see for the news now, they said that they are recruiting 1,700 forest guide. It's part of the revolution. So I don't see it as this thing. So, but the only thing is what I would say about concern about this revolution in Nigeria is what we saw it. It's coming. We saw it in Nigeria. There's no two ways about to say that. It's not even a coincidence. We saw it because of the way the leaders of Nigeria is doing. It's not good. It's not organizing well. So that's why you need to wake up. But I didn't say that they do it violence. It's not about violence. So you
want a peaceful protest.
Peaceful revolution. Yes. So because Nigeria, the world, Africans are looking on to Nigeria. They should do the right thing so that Nigeria will move forward. So all this insecurity is worsening in Nigeria. In this government, we now see how Nigeria will be divided. Nigeria will not be divided like this. So the president and the government of Nigeria, I'm not talking only about the president, but the government of Nigeria as a whole should wake up. The senators, the judiciary, the National Assembly, the executive, they should wake up and do the right thing in Nigeria. And they are earning a big amount of money. See what other protesters in Nigeria, what they are earning. Just a 30,000 minimum wage. It's nonsense. It's only Nigeria that workers that are earning lowest. So it happened in Ghana, when Lawrence did it in Ghana, and Ghana is moving forward now. So I'm not seeing it as a coincidence of thing in Nigeria. So it's what we're supposed to call upon. So that our leaders will sit up. We do this thing that on non-violence, so that they will wake up. So it's a call of wake up of our leaders of Nigeria. So they should wake up and do the right thing.
I want to participate for the good something that I want to participate. I love Omoyele. Let Omoyele continue like that. For the reason that I love Omoyele. Let Omoyele continue like that. Because I love it. Because it's fighting for the right of the people. For the people of the people, by the people of the grandeur of the people. It's good like that.
Now, he was arrested some days ago, but he has been released. Do you support the arrest?
I don't support the arrest because it's fighting for the people. The people don't support the Omole arrest. Yeah, for the
Now, now, do you support the protest to continue?
yes,
Support the continuation?
yes. And somebody continue to protest for the Nigerian people that should contest for the good of Nigeria.
Protest is constitutional. So, and it does not happen only in Nigeria. I think it's a global affair. So, it is backed by the law. So, I don't see anything wrong in that. But it is only in Nigeria whereby we see protest as we see protester as an antagonist. But when protest is being carried out, is to call the attention of government into areas where the masses are not feeling comfortable with. Is to tell the government about their policies that does not have a positive effect on the masses. I think that's the purpose of protest. To tell the government about the feelings of the people. To tell the government the areas where people are not satisfied or they are not happy about. So I think that is the essence of protest.
Okay, now we have it here on the Vanguard. Angry youth confront security men. Protest in 4 states. FCT. Why are other states not complying?
Well, what happened is that
Are they afraid?
the protest supposed to be a nationwide, but due to politics and ethnicities, so people, they refuse to participate. So some are looking from from that angle that this person is ours, and some are saying, okay, we are not going to be part based on politics or party issue or whatever. I think that is the reason. But to me, I think everybody have to participate in this. I have heard some people condemning the action of the protester and the convener. Omole Showore. I think the guy has to be commended, not condemned. Are you getting it? Because I don't think there is any other time better than now that call for this kind of actions. Because in the country whereby the blood of innocent are being shed on daily basis, so I think it's called for revolution. Even revolution, I'm not using the word protest. So I think this is the right time. It happens, it happens in many countries, and Nigeria is not exceptional. So, but accusing the man accusing the man that he wanted to overthrow the government is just it's an excuse and it's laughable.
Now, do you want this to continue?
Of course, it should continue until government address the issue. It should continue.
What's the implication of this?
It has no implication. It has no implication. Don't let us deceive ourselves. It has no implication. It is only in a country where they are insensitive that people will not rise up at this critical time. But I'm highly delighted when I heard some people like Professor Wole Soyinka, Falana, Esekume, and other Democrats talking. Encouraging those guys, those young guys. So I think I'm happy about that because we need this. I'm imploring the youth not to abandon this nation, to hold these old people who have run out of ideas. So they need to wake up to their responsibility because they are the future of tomorrow. They are the awaiting leaders. Are you getting it? So we can't abandon the nation and to these old people. who are careless, who have no respect for human lives. Are you getting it? So anytime I read newspaper and I read about killing, it baffles me a lot. So because it's only in the jungle that all this kind of thing happen. It is only in the animal kingdom that life is not followed. So I don't see it as taking the state to overthrow government as far as this project is concerned. So, but whatever the presidency says, that's left for them. So, no, the people should not be bothered about their noise, and to be specific, even though it happens, is a payback time. So the present government, I mean the leader of the executive of this present government did the same thing. Because I had Garba Shehu saying that you cannot do a revolution against the democratically elected president. But the man is totally wrong. Shagari was elected by the people. Buhari overthrew him. So what will you call that? So I think, although everybody believes in judiciary, but at the same time, people will not be sitting, people will not be dormant and be looking at what is going on in Nigeria and keep silent. So it is only those who have said their conscience that will keep mute in this present Nigeria and in this condition we find ourselves. So because things have fallen apart already, otherwise we are deceiving ourselves in this nation. The center have cracked. So it's now left for the wise one to rally around this nation before everything crumble. Are you getting it? So I think Showore have to be commended, and people should encourage him, and the protest should continue until government yield to people's desire.
May Buhari leave us alone. That's what I want you to talk. May Buhari find a way to come for this country for us, so that the Nigeria will do okay for us. I beg.
But do you think the president can just leave that throne?
He go leave. Oh, he go leave. If you not leave out, if you not come out with your power, go come out and there.
Now, do you support the move by Omolaye Showore?
He go. I support. He go come out.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
All right. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you.
All right.
If you like come out, Amo, go show out to Ramo. If you like this piece and come out too, I don't talk my own say Buhari go come out. If Buhari don't come out there, Almighty God, we are the killer. They go push out there.
So that there will be a good electricity, so that there won't be a problem. Like for instance, if you are passing through that place, all the roads are bad. If you are going to Ikeja like this, the road to Akilo, the roads are so bad. So the government has to do something. I pray that God will help them in Jesus' name.
Amen. Now, let me ask you a question. Now, do you think this government is working fine?
Yes, the government are also working. So also we have to help them, so that the government, so that Nigeria will be a great country. And I pray that God will help them.
Protests shouldn't result to violence. Protest should be a peaceful exercise. And this is where we say goodbye to you on today's edition of Bystand. That's as news stands on Flip TV. Michael Adekunle still remains my name. Behind the camera, Latif Adeboale. In the studio, Michael Ojo. Till I join next time on the same channel. Keep having a good day. Bye.